So today we're talking about crossroads and turning points. What on earth are they and how do they impact us? Well, there are many times in our life when we find ourselves at a crossroads. We've been going along in life and we've been pretty sure of who we are, where we're going, how we're going to get there, why that's important. And then suddenly all of that begins to fall away and we find ourselves at this sort of metaphorical crossroads and we are stuck, we're confused, we're often feeling very overwhelmed, we're looking for purpose and direction, and we're asking ourselves, where now and what next? And at these times, it can feel very confusing. We can begin to lose confidence. We can feel really under pressure. It can feel like we're in this tunnel. And the further we go, the narrower it gets. And suddenly we're stuck and we can't see the light at the other end. And often when we're at crossroads, we have absolutely no idea whatsoever about how to move forward. Or often in my case, I have so many ideas that I just can't choose one. They all seem great. So, what's going on? Why are we stuck? Why are we confused? Why are we even at a crossroads in the first place? Well, I think the main reason why we are stuck and confused is because there is a disconnect between our heart and our head. We're not in alignment. The heart says, I want this new career. I want to follow my passion. I want to write a book. I want to start a side hustle. I want to create a course and community, but our head begins to say to us, Neil, who on earth do you think you are? You're too old. You're too young. You're too short. You can't do it. And often those voices are demanding choices. And it's those voices that speak most loudly to us that often determine whether we move forward. But why are those voices there? Well, those voices are really messages and messengers from our childhood years. When you were growing up, there were really four massive influences on you. And I guess that's still true today. And the first is family, our mum, our dad, those people closest to us who were shaping our thinking as we were growing up. And they gave us lots of messages. I know some of the messages I heard were big boys don't cry. I was told to suck up my emotions and get on with it. I was told I had to sacrifice what I liked and enjoyed in order to get better qualifications. I learned that maybe love and acceptance were dependent on my behavior. If I did good, I got rewards. And if I did bad, I got hit and smacked. Oh my goodness, thank goodness we don't do that anymore to our kids. But then we have messages from education. We go to school and we are taught that only certain types of intelligence are valid and get rewarded. So if you're very numbers driven, science driven, you're going to do well. But if your intelligence is not academically driven, but maybe you are relationally driven, you have high EQ rather than EQ. Maybe you are brilliant with your hands and your body. The education system doesn't often serve you well. So often you get these messages that somehow there's something wrong with you and you're not as good or as valid as anybody else. Oh, what about religion? Well, there's the big one, isn't it? We are often taught in religion that we're not good enough and that we have to change, and that God maybe wants to punish poor behavior. And all of these begin to shape our consciousness and our psychology, and they impact us in so many ways. But I think possibly the biggest driver nowadays is culture and society. We are told that men have to be tall, rich, athletic, in order to have value. I often read women's magazines. That's my confession of the day. With two daughters and a wife, I just love reading women's magazines. But if you believe what they say, they tell you that to be attractive as a woman, you have to be tall, you have to be blonde, you have to be size this, and all of that shapes our mind. The brands tell us that we are will only be valuable in the world if we use their products, and if we don't, well, we're just not good enough. Maybe that's oversimplistic and too generalistic, but I think you know what I mean. But these are all messages, and they have been shaping our lives for a long period of time. And if we're going to make the transition from where we are today to where we are wanting to be tomorrow, we have to take a bit of time, and we have to figure out what are these messages that are shaping us? What are the voices that are demanding choices? And we have to explore them, and we have to be able to look at those messages and say, this is not true for me. And we have to learn to A, recognize it, and B, be able to let it go and move away from it. So that's our real exercise for today. I would like you to take some time to think about these key areas: family, education, religion, society, and culture. Now, not all of them are going to be that influential on you, but just have a look. So here's how you do the exercise. You get a cup of tea, coffee, biscuit, you just sit, relax, you have your journal, and just think about, so let's explore family. You will say, well, who were the most important people shaping my life at that time? Mum, dad, grandparents, auntie, uncle, next door neighbors, all of this we could call family. And we can think about, well, what was really important to them? What were their values? What were their beliefs? What was their mission in life, even though they may never have articulated it? What were the things that they told you you should and shouldn't do? And you just begin to write those things down. And that list may be long, it may be short, but the first thing to do is to just think about those, write them down, and then begin to circle, highlight, put a mark by the ones that just feel strongest to you. Maybe you were told that girls don't climb trees, girls don't play footballs, girls have to be quiet and act nicely. And something, as you write that, something in that makes you think, that's annoying. That's not me. I can see how that's shaped my life. So circle it, highlight it, underline it, and then take a little while to journal around that and think, how is that shaping my life today? How has it shaped my life in the past? What is it that I actually believe is true about that? And maybe you think, I believe that girls can climb trees, girls can wear whatever clothes they want, girls can be and do anything that they want. And then from that place, just allow yourself to feel the truth of what you truly believe. And in our next video, we can talk a little bit about how you then begin to let those beliefs go. So, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a go. If you have any challenges, drop me a message, and I would encourage you today, tomorrow, post in the group what is that one or two strongest messages that you were given when you were young that have been shaping your life to date, that you're saying, no, I'm no longer going to carry this belief. I'll do it. Look forward to hearing what you have to say. Have a great day.